You guys have a fairly uneventful journey as the stagecoach driver basically just continues night and day. Doesn't seem to be affected by, weather or sleeping. Um, he gets you there, I mean, within the day, I would say.
Midway through the journey, I shoot up. We never went down the well.
I yank you back down. We'll do it later.
That's for the return trip. We only get to do it if we are able to return.
Which we will.
Nothing will stop me from going back to that tavern.
So you make it to Oakhurst, which, as you can see, has a population of 600 people. It's a small town. It is fairly, I would say, upscale. Just that the houses are nicer and they have roads and, that kind of stuff. There is, actually, you guys can actually see it, huh? So yeah, they have a village hall, general store, they have a shrine, they have a jail, a blacksmith, and an inn. And then, obviously, they have like the normal residents who live there. So there's houses, and then there's the Hurkle Estates.
You said there's a shrine?
Yes, there's a shrine.
The Temple of Pelor.
Yes, it is the Temple of Pelor.
Ah, yes, the sun god.
Would I know who this god is? Sorry.
You can roll me a religion check if you'd like.
Yes, please.
So yeah, you basically know it's like a god of summer.
Right.
All right. So you guys get into the town. The person who's been leading you stops the wagon pretty much in the center of town. If you can see my ping. And then drops you guys off and just says, "Oh, thank you for the reminder." And then just says, uh, "Well, send a raven or a messenger bird if you need a pickup, if you are gonna need a pickup." And then cracks his whip and he hastily makes his way back.
I yell out, "We're gonna need a pickup!"
He doesn't even look back. He
Check out
I figured
Groovy.
you would.
he merely just cracks his whip and then he's gone. The town is small. It's fairly quiet. Doesn't seem like a whole lot's going on. Guard patrols are few and far between. And you are free to do whatever you wish. You guys also already know where the Citadel is, so if you just want to start making your way over there, that is perfectly fine.
That's definitely what I want to do.
I want to go to the inn.
Yeah, so role played out.
So, Fell's going to kind of look around, having figured out a couple different places. I think the inn or the bar might be a good place for us to start. Learn some more information, as you said. Figure out more about this apple.
What happened?
What
Why
time of
are
day
you
is it?
obsessed with this very expensive apple?
Well, I'm curious about what it is, what it does, if it's real.
It was a rumor from a drunk at a tavern.
Is it a
Okay,
candied apple?
let's. So you got the boy hooked on sweets already.
Don't look at me for that. I didn't get him hooked on nothing.
We just met.
Um, so we should probably gather some rumors. We should also suit up for this adventure. Wouldn't you say? I see that there's a bottles and breweries place here. Maybe some health potions might suit us well. That way, if we find your friend Emiko, if she's in dire need, we might be able to help her out.
Yes, I reckon that's a good idea. She once again shifts uncomfortably.
Good idea. I think it is a fantastic idea, Blue. You've done well once again.
So you guys
Don't
start making.
patronize me. This isn't my patron.
Kind of lean towards Emiko like, they can afford health potions?
That's what I'm wondering.
You guys whisper as you walk and make your way over to a place called Bottles and Brews. Walking inside, excuse me for one moment. Walking inside, the area is littered with potions of different variety. The walls are lined shelf by shelf with just different herbs and spices and everything one might need to either brew a potion or roast a ham. You head inside and you see a middle-aged woman. She has very long braided blonde hair and brown eyes. She's rugged, pockmarked, and chocolate-skinned. She stands about 5'3" tall and has a regular build. She has an oval and incredibly beautiful face. And then she yells out to you in kind of a loud voice in comparison to what you would think. She says, "Welcome to Potion Bottles and Brews."
Hello. We're looking for some ingredients that you might have.
What are you looking for?
We
I
want
just need
some
a couple-
potions.
What
Do you
kind
have
of potions?
potions?
What kind of potions you want?
Health potions. I think those will be really, really good.
I take 3 steps away from Fel.
so do I.
So you see her kind of shambling in the back as she, like, flips through a bunch of different potions. Bottles start clanking together, and then she brings up kind of like this, like, little, like, basket. How many health potions do you want?
Fel turns and looks at some of the others. How many do we want?
Shouldn't you ask the price first?
Oh. How much are they?
Well, just like any other health potion, they're 65 gold apiece.
Ma'am, how much is it for a handful of red amanita mushrooms?
Some what?
Red amanita mushrooms.
Oh, I don't know. She starts to kind of like pour back into the back room. You can hear her kind of clanking around as she's like looking through her stocks.
Could I roll an insight check? Because I suspect that she is partially deaf.
Yeah, go ahead.
Likely from some sort of concoction gone wrong.
Yeah, I would say that's plenty. You could assume fairly closely that she's either deaf, hard of hearing, or no longer has the control of her voice.
We should call our rolls. What we roll. So that was a 19.
Yeah, I saw.
I think
No, I
said
mean
he's
for
got
the
his
recording.
screen up.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, can they?
They can
Viewers
see
that
it.
can see it, yeah. But I mean, would
Um,
say it out loud anyways.
I look over to the group and I say, the Aminito mushroom is the main ingredient in healing potions. We might not have to pay for a full potion. We might be able to just make it ourselves. You know, I'm a bit of a connoisseur, and it pulls out a small kit that has a bunch of leaves and mushrooms and stuff in it, some salves and tinctures that he's collected.
Oh, you an alchemist?
Nothing of the sorts. I just like plants.
So, very, like, rapidly, you kind of hear this, like, falling box sound as she starts to curse from the back room. Ah, I knew it! And then she comes back out. Yeah, I got a couple. She sets them down onto the table. They're fairly small.
Okay. Looking here, it doesn't show the amount. It just says
Yeah, don't
one
worry about that.
made of mushroom. Cool.
They were just RP.
Yep. I'll. How much is it for a couple mushrooms?
She kind of looks at it, little aggressively, one might say. And then she looks up at you. Roll me a persuasion roll.
And that is a 13.
Okay. So, she closes her eyes and rubs her hands together, and says, I can give them to you for 35.
35 copper.
35 gold. What do you take me for?
Oh, miss like you, I don't seem to be doing well for yourself in this shop, and unfortunately, we travelers, we don't have that kind of coin. So we are working our way towards the Citadel on some sort of.
Oh, then you're
looks at,
gonna need these.
Is she gesturing towards the mushrooms?
Yes.
Exactly. We would very much appreciate those.
Well, I work on consignment, so I can give you these, but you're gonna have to leave something with me of value as well.
He let me talk to my friend here.
Take your time, take your time. She kind of leans back, knowing that she's won.
And I lead Fell a little bit away, and hey, you're a magic folk, correct?
A little bit, yeah.
Do you have anything that can make something shiny or special, or appear so?
Nothing in particular. Why?
I was told that there's a couple rudimentary spells that allow somebody to make something glitter or shine bright. I think it's called procrastination.
No, I don't think I have anything like that. I know a few that can really get my voice booming. I can show you that one if you'd like.
So as this is happening, like, Fel is just getting louder and louder through the conversation. So what started as a whisper, now everyone can hear very clearly. To now he's shouting at Bluthel.
Um,
You hear her from the
I,
back. I know a thing or two about procrastination.
I'm
And
glad to hear it.
and it looks like you do, madam. Um,
She pulls
I,
up a chair and sits down.
I walk back, and is there any help that you need around the shop for us to get the supplies that we need? We don't seem to have very much to value. Me less so than most.
I'm sorry, who are you talking to, Bluethorn?
I'm talking to you, or the miss.
She's like, what? You can see her kind of squinting in your direction. She seems like maybe she is hard of hearing.
Miss,
Walks up.
do you have any help that you need around your shop to pay for the wares that we require to go on our journey?
Well, I have a boy who already does a bunch of my stuff, so I'll tell you what I'll do. You seem like you're a good traveler. Somebody who of the utmost highest in reputation. I'll give you one of these mushrooms, but I want two in return. And she kind of glares at you and like almost with like a sinister look of if you don't end up doing this, she's gonna hunt you down. Obviously, Bluthal is a little nervous going into this.
Yeah, doesn't not understanding like how people. I maybe let me convene with my party and find out what their ideas are about this situation. I don't have a way to. I don't have a way to guarantee payment that I'll even see you ever.
Well, then you go and talk. She sits back into her chair.
And he walks outside and just takes out his flask and takes a huge drink.
So you walk out as Theo just says, "What?"
Are you talking about the demise of people again?
What would give you that idea?
Because it's all you ever talk about.
That is not true.
That and sugar.
That is true.
Where to now?
Fell, I'm assuming you walked out as well with Bluthal.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys have, I mean, kind of what's like almost like a flyer, right? That shows the gold reward for, helping the town of Oakhurst and all of that stuff. I'll send it to you all privately. So you already know that, you kind of already know. Okay, well, I can just go on this quest. I don't need to talk to anyone unless you're curious of things.
I am not.
Yeah, I can. Blue's ready to go after being shot down by an old lady.
Yeah, I can't think of it.
Yeah. Fell's counting curiosity, but he's willing to move on.
Okay. So, I'm assuming Emiko is kind of leading out of town, being that she is definitely the most determined to get there, I would say.
Yeah, it's probably likely I am. At the front for now. It will not be the case later on.
Sure, yeah. So yeah, you guys basically, I mean, it's midday. You're not having any problems like seeing or anything. You make your way about 7 miles to the west of Oakhurst. Lies this ravine, and the ravine, you know it goes to the Sunless Citadel. So you make your way up. Excuse me for one moment. Gotta pull up my good old sheets here. The old road passes to the west of the town, and at the road's closest approach to the cleft, several broken pillars jut from the earth where the ravine widens. Two pillars stand straight, but most lean atop sloped earth. Others are broken and have several have apparently fallen into the depths. A few pillars are visible on the opposite side of the ravine. A sturdy knotted rope is tied to one of the leaning pillars on this side of the ravine, the side that you guys are on. The ravine runs for several miles in either direction, with an average depth and width of about 30 feet. The point where it most closely intersects with this old road, it is about 40 feet in width.
Um, I think I got this, guys. And, he's gonna walk up to the bridge. Blue's gonna take out some rope, a couple of pittons, hand each of them a pitton, and he's going to loop the pittons around the handle ropes.
So it's not like
And,
a bridge. It's a knotted rope that leads basically straight down into the ravine.
Oh, perfect. All right. Yeah. Then I hand everybody a pitton and some ropes to far away, so that about once every 15 feet, we're gonna want to spike these into the wall.
Sorry, you hand us a what?
A python.
Pitton? A python. Yeah.
Python.
It's like it's a climber's hook. It's what they
okay.
hammer into the wall.
I gotcha.
Everybody
It's an
roll me
dungeon
a
too,
an, everybody roll me an investigation check, please. Emiko, knocking it out of the gate.
I apologize. The wrong one.
Yeah, that's our
Comparison to all
intelligence.
y'all.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so Emiko, you realize that the pillars that are worn down and broken have graffiti on them, and you're not sure. What are your current languages?
That would be Common, Elven, Draconic, Goblin, and Undercommon.
Okay, so you know that the graffiti that's on these pillars, there's huge ones that are something that you can't recognize, but there is some smaller graffiti that's written, almost carved into these pillars. Getting close enough to read them, you see that it is in Goblin, and you recognize the inscriptions as warnings and threats. Basically saying, like, do not come down here, or the goblins will kill you. Don't come down here, adventurers.
So, upon reading that, everybody would just hear me mutter, like, that's gonna keep me away.
I'm sorry. Did you
What's
say
keeping
something?
you away?
Yes, I would think a ravine would keep you away.
I motioned to the
Barn.
scroll writings. Warnings. It's in Goblin. Let's go.
Does anybody have Dwarvish as a language?
I do.
So Fel, you would know that the graffiti, it also has fairly large graffiti in the Dwarfish alphabet. Nothing intelligible, more that like maybe somebody drew some like dwarven letters.
Okay. Well, I'm glad whatever you read seemed to make sense, because those Dorvish do not.
What do you mean?
It's just letters. At least you have a message. Mine's just letters.
Do the letters spell something when you put it together?
No, I do know how to read.
Okay, it was just a thought.
A rude one.
I
So-
just wave, walk away.
So as you guys get closer to the edge, everybody make me either an investigation or a survival check.
Is this to climb down or to?
It is for something else.
Okay.
Haha, I out-survivaled the ranger.
Whatever.
Oh snap!
Shit.
I'm sorry. What was this? Survival or investigation?
Or investigation, yes. Okay, so essentially everyone except for Bluethal, you guys notice that like in the like pillars that have been knocked down, there are many small campfires. Some of them maybe as recent as a month ago, but also someone went to the effort to hide the evidence of the camps.
Right, where is this? Is it at the bottom of where we're trying to climb, or at the top?
It's kind of around you, just spread out amongst the broken pillars.
Okay.
Okay.
Is there any that are recent?
Uh, like I said, maybe within the month, but somebody
Okay.
obviously was trying to hide these. So it could have been in the last 2 weeks. It could have been, in the last day. It's hard to read.
Could we infer that these were camps for other adventurers?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Alright.
Knowing that there are a bunch of adventurers who come here to try to, come in and conquer the Sunless Citadel, it's easy to recognize that, yeah, these are definitely from other adventurers, but somebody has gone through the process of hiding it.
Okay.
There's not any tracks or anything around to show who might have been doing that, or is it just a mess that would not be possible?
Yeah, exactly. So
Okay.
it's that somebody had basically gone through with like some brush and kind of like, wiped away their trail, made sure that that didn't really look like a campsite, that kind of stuff.
Alright, this really concerns me.
All right. So it is very easy to descend into the ravine as the knotted rope and the pythons help you climb down with relative ease. So at Sandy Ledge, you drop down to this like ledge, and it overlooks the subterranean gulf. To the west, it's all darkness, and then the ledge where you are is rough. It's definitely handmade, but it's also not made well, or maybe got ruined. To the side, you can see a stairwell that zigs and zags down this little ledge, and the stairwell is roughly about 5 feet in width. It descends from a main area for where you guys are, down down another area, and keeps falling down and down until finally you get into this kind of darkness area. So let me.
Felt would take out his shield and hammer and cast light upon the shield as kind of a bit of light for us.
Sure.
I would have Blue would have descended down first, seeing that there might be danger ahead, so he would be in the front.
Sure, yeah. Here it doesn't look like there's anything. Small animal bones, you know, sand and rocky debris is pretty much the only thing that's on here.
So you said to the west it extends into darkness?
Yes.
Okay. I am going to send my owl to scout ahead
Sure.
and just see what's over there. Anything interesting?
Yeah, sure. So, essentially, how far does your owl have dark vision for?
he apparently doesn't, but he has advantage on wisdom perception checks that rely on hearing or sight.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, it's
He
fairly
does have dark vision, 120 feet.
okay. It's fairly dark, but essentially it's a huge open area, and you can also see a it kind of looks almost like a castle, a battlement of sorts, and you could say that this is the Sunless Citadel. And so, after a little while, your owl would fly back to you.
Oh, Karen's found the Sunless Citadel.
Well, that's fantastic to hear.
Well, we should proceed with caution. Are we free to move our tokens?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, so you are all free to move your tokens where you wish. Just note that only one person can be on the staircase at one time, because it is only 5 feet in width.
And then I would slowly start to descend down.
Sure.
Cast me light this way so that we can see.
And I'll follow right behind, so I'll be like just behind Bluthel.
Yeah.
And be
I
careful,
motion
there's
for Theo to go
nothing
ahead.
to hold on to.
I'm going to light my lantern on my belt.
Yeah, so halt where you are right now. Give me just 1 second.
Everyone, quick, move your characters.
Okay. So you guys are good to proceed.
Just gonna move myself over to here,
Jesus.
and right here, and right here, and right here. I'm gonna let everybody get behind me right here.
Yeah, if you want,
Come on,
guys, what you can do is you can just line up your tokens here, bottom being the closest to Bluthel, top being the furthest away, and then just let Bluthel be the token right now.
Oh, if you want to line them up on the side.
Yeah, so like this.
Then, whoop, you guys are in darkness.
Now I can't see.
Oh, sorry guys. I can see the whole thing, so I didn't see it.
Why don't you put it up here?
Now I can't move it back.
Uh-oh, that's right, you can't grab your token now.
Do you guys see your token?
I can see my token, but I can't move it back into the...
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
So Bluthel, why don't you go ahead and lead the party then?
You gotta be careful about these handholds. It's very dangerous as I put my token on the wall.
You guys. Sorry, I
I'm
made
just
you go.
at the top.
Yeah, just, you're following behind.
Yep, I'm last.
It's for me.
If it's easier, I could go first, friend.
I just need you closer so that I can see where I'm stepping.
Give me a survival check. And this could be anybody.
Should not be. Nice.
Dang it!
Natural 20.
Yeah, so, Theo and, Emiko, you, both notice that there are, humanoid footprints coming down the stairs. And, Theo, you also notice that, it looks like there's rat tracks as well, but they're of an unusually large size.
ROTS.
Ouch.
ROTS.
Seems
Okay.
like we might run into the Dread Pirate Roberts.
So yeah, just kind of continue down.
Yeah, so, you guys continue and make your way. And if you scroll to the bottom right,
Oh,
I'm blind again.
no, you just have to zoom out.
I'm
Okay.
freaked out.
All right, there we are.
so coming to this area, it's a courtyard. It's a small courtyard. Apparently on what once was nice crenulated battlement is now cracked and crumbled in this area. A bunch of random stonework and other stone things are just crumbled in front of you. You guys see to the west there is a room, or doorway, I should say, and that the wall is very circular, as you can see on the map. So, go ahead. You are free to move your tokens where you wish.
Did Theo share the information about the rat footprints?
No, he kind of looked at him, shrugged to himself. That's unusual.
Of course you did. Okay. Alright.
Bluth will stop. So the expanse of crumbled masonry surrounds the entire citadel, and it's really difficult to cross. At that point, you kind of need to move forward, but you also roll me a acrobatics.
Sorry. Could I roll athletics?
No, it's acrobatics. Give me one moment. Yeah, so
It's a 9.
it essentially you're kind of going, but you're going very slow.
Oh, it's difficult terrain.
Yeah.
Oh, watch your ankles. Oh.
I'll follow after.
Okay. Emiko, pause real quick. And yeah, so everybody pause. Fel, you notice, and yeah. So Fel, you notice that in front of you, there seems to be some sort of kind of weirdness because all around you is this crumbled masonry, but in front of you there's almost this cut look to the earth, and where that is, where it's kind of open, is a area that doesn't have any rubble or anything on it.
Right here?
Yeah, so it's right here and right here. It's about
Oh, okay.
10 foot in length.
And it just looks like really nice, almost pristine earth.
No, so it basically just doesn't have any crumbles on it, but then it also has these almost cut marks into the earth. Give me an investigation.
From who?
If he says anything, then anybody can. It just needs to be said.
That looks like
So
that looks like something that somebody was dragged to.
May I step forward?
Yeah, you're welcome to.
and then would I have any sort of
Theo,
advantage
you would
or-
also notice it.
due to my prior experience background minorness?
So no, because it's not that. I will explain further.
Okay. So I'll just go ahead and do that investigation.
Okay.
This is a strange bit of ground here.
Oh,
Yeah, so Fel, you may notice that it looks like a trap. It looks like if you step on it, it's gonna end up flipping up and potentially putting you into the ground.
Yeah.
Sorry, I
I'd
have a
keep away
question.
from this.
Yeah, what's up, Emiko?
Did we decide on whether or not this counts as part of my favorite terrain or no?
I'm gonna say yeah, because I want it to be useful, honestly.
Okay. still need me to roll investigation?
No, it's okay.
Okay, this is
So, Fel, sorry, go ahead.
So, just well, this seems to be a strange bit of stonework here. I would not step there. I bet it would be quite a fall if you did.
Can I attempt to acrobatics over it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Seems like a very bad idea.
Guidance.
Yeah, so, with relative ease, you're able to kind of, like, jump from one, crumbling bit to the other side, and you're able to hop and leap across. As you do, a rock kind of falls forward and hits the edge of this, like, almost like cut earth, and you see a trap fling forward as it just kind of like springs up, and in the center is the like piece of earth that basically is shaped stone, and then if you look down, it's just a pit, and inside there is a goblin-esque corpse, and there is a rat sitting and eating what looks like rotten flesh off of its bones.
So I smile at
that's so
seeing the dead goblin before looking at the rat with disgust.
Yeah, the rat notices you as it starts like trying to, skitter its way up the wall, but it just can't seem to get a grip. Somebody want to roll me? Actually, everybody can roll me a perception as long as you're looking in the hole.
I will cast guidance on myself.
Sure.
I'm disgusted.
Yeah,
Can I,
Emiko, you're kind of
can I-
looking away, almost like, oh, as soon as you see the rat eating the goblin.
Damn.
I'm doing too well. I'm gonna turn off that perception or that advantage thing.
So 26.
Yeah, so both Fel and Theo, you would notice that the goblin has a scimitar at its right hand and a shield at its left. So it looks like it was a fighter, and also he might have something on him. Probably not a whole lot because he's a goblin, but may notice like maybe a small coin purse.
How deep is the pit?
It's about 10 feet.
Oh, perfect. I'm going to slowly and carefully make my way over to Emiko where the pit is, just on the other side of her. Right here.
Yep.
Right here. And I'm going to kill the rat with my lance. Lance
Okay.
has reach, which is 10 feet.
Yeah, no, that's fine. So essentially, you're like trying to stab at the rat, but it's kind of just going everywhere where your lance isn't. So it's extremely hard to hit this thing. It's just bouncing back and forth, back and forth. So it's not going to let you get close enough where you can just like, kill it almost instantly.
Well, is it a little rat or is it a?
It's a large rat.
Okay.
Like, how large?
I believe it is of medium size.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
It's a monster-sized rat.
well.
R-U-S.
I.
Wait a moment. I need.
Oh, I'm sorry. It is small. So it's not medium-sized rat, but a small-sized rat.
That's still giant, regardless.
Yeah.
But medium was terrifying to me. I'm like,
Like, so we're leaving now, right?
If you guys can get over without falling in.
Go
does it
around.
look like you can go around?
Yeah, I mean, either up here or down here is fine.
Okay. Do we really care for any items down there? I mean, I'm sure I could go ahead and strike the thing maybe a time or two from up here. if someone really wants to go down and grab something.
Well, I must see that the goblin is laid to rest.
No, you're not.
I'll take care of this. And is there any spikes in the pit?
No, it's just a like a pitfall trap.
Oh, then I take out my battle axe and I just knock it away.
Oh,
Okay.
wait. Theo will like throw out his hand and try and stop you.
Theo, why don't you roll me a dex, and we'll see if it's high enough. We'll say it happens before he jumps.
My armor class is 17, if that matters.
Yeah, so you kind of like toss your hand up almost like before he says anything because you just notice his body language change.
I mean, we can, if we want what's on the greenskins person, then might as well just take it.
Huh.
You have a better idea?
You don't need to fight the rat.
What do you want the rat to do? I thought you were all about death, young man.
So I kind of like close my eyes and say like a silent prayer to myself, and then reach my hand out towards the rat and cast Toll the Dead.
Okay.
So it needs to make a wisdom saving throw. Okay, then I'm just gonna keep casting it.
Okay, you're just gonna keep doing it until the rat's dead.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, so essentially you just like, you see Theo like casting, you know, once, twice, you know, and maybe 3 times. As the rat kind of is scurrying back and forth in the thing, whelping and like, you know, doing like the rat kind of like injured noises back and forth until it eventually ends up dying.
Well, you magic users can definitely do that. I hop down.
Okay, so you go up to the goblin corpse. It looks fairly old. Maybe that the goblin had fallen down there a while ago. You find on him a scimitar and a shield, as well as 23 silver pieces and 4 gold pieces in his belt, belt pouch.
Are you pasting that into our the Discord?
Yeah, I will.
Thank you. I hand up both the corpse and the rat corpse, and I say, "All right, here you folks go." And also I toss up a rope for me to Fel so that he can help pull me up.
And I'll help pull you up.
I'll kind of like hand you the one end of my scythe to help you as well.
Oh, thank you. Once we're back up, now, does anybody want to keep any part of the rat?
You know.
I start filleting off like things of meat and start and take out a little bit of salt from my herbalism kit and powder and then hang it on my belt loop.
Okay.
More rations for me.
Emiko, make me a perception check.
Does this count as part of my favorite terrain?
Yeah.
So that is a 10 actually.
Okay. Yeah, so the door is fairly well built. Like, it definitely looks like a heavy door. Past that, it's just a door.
Okay.
Where's the door at? Is it right here?
Yeah, right in front of you.
Cool. I'm just standing there with leaning up my back against the door, salting and hanging the stuff, with my
Wanna
battle
push it
axe at my
open?
side. It depends on which way it swings, and I lean forward and I turn around and push on it a little bit and
The door is unlocked.
see if it. Okay. Oh, that seems like we're welcome in.
Seems like
So I take the goblin corpse that's on the ground, and
Mhm.
I take my scythe and basically just gently touch the point against the goblin's body, and then my scythe and the goblin both ignite into pure white flames.
I yell at Theo.
What do you yell?
You know we don't do that to goblins.
Would you rather deal with undead goblins?
What is gonna raise a goblin?
I've known many goblin children. They're actually quite nice. I don't think that we should be that disheartening towards other races here.
Oh, I give you an evil stare down.
But hey, that's just coming from the guy from a dragon. And I open up the door and try to walk through it.
Okay. Yeah, so you end up opening up the door. Sorry, that's my first time doing dynamic lighting, so give me a moment.
It's all good. So I'm halfway through it.
Yeah.
Ready.
Get out of there, it's not for you.
You thought it was unlocked.
God, open the door.
Alright, you are free to walk inside. So, this circular area is cobbled with cracked granite. There are 4 sprawled out goblin bodies, apparently slain in combat. One of the corpses stands its back against the western wall. The spear that killed it is still skewering it and holding it upright. 3 wooden doors lead from this area. A hollow tower of loose masonry reaches up to 30 feet up into the air, but the intervening floors and stairs are gone except for a couple of crumbled ledges.
We have bodies. There's blood, and I take out my battle axe and ready.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, like the dynamic lighting?
That is really cool.
Yeah, I like it a lot. Okay, so yeah, you guys enter this room, and there are these goblin bodies, and they look like they were in some sort of combat. Uh, Give me investigation checks. Anybody who wants to investigate anything, please let me know. I'm just assuming right now it's on the bodies.
I'm going to. Is there blood marks leading from a direction? That's what I would like to investigate.
I mean, just as it is in the room is what you see.
Cool.
So Emiko, you do happen to notice that not only was they were killed, the one was killed by a spear, but also you see arrows on another one.
Is there anything special about the arrows?
Other than, that they were well made, I would say no.
How many of them are useful? Like, still, like, would work?
I would say probably at least like 3 or 4 of them. There's probably 5 or 6. These are well-made arrows, so maybe a 50% chance of break, if that. So I would add 4 into your quiver if you'd want it.
Thank you.
All right. So go ahead and just keep going. Whatever you would like to investigate.
Check to see if they have anything of value. We might need it. It looks like these goblins. Hey, God.
Yeah.
Were the goblins? Does it seem like they were bestial, like quote unquote standard D&D goblins, or are they intelligent adventurers?
I mean, you've definitely heard like rumors and stuff of like them participating in trade.
Goblins, like
So they're not like
goblins participating in trade, and also we were communicated with that there was goblins in here that said adventurers don't come and things like that, right?
yeah, yeah, exactly. So
So it's safe to assume that these were the baddies.
yeah,
Cool, 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 cool. These guys were probably slain by the other adventurers before us. Um, not too smart, these folks sometimes, so that explains why the other one fell into the trap with the rat. Um, be on your guard and watch out for traps.
You said there's 2 doors?
so 2 doors leading out, or 3 doors leading out, including the one that you ended up coming through.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess there's technically 3. Can I inspect the doors to see which one, if either can be told to tell if somebody went through one of them recently?
They're worn for sure. So I would say, like, do you mean like in the last like 24 hours, the last week, the last month?
The last week, maybe.
Definitely, people have gone through these. Like, it doesn't have like, any like stagnant dust or anything like that.
Right. Can I inspect them for traps, even though there probably isn't any?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and just roll perception on each one. And then while you're doing that, Theo, what are you doing right now?
Theo is slowly searching the bodies one by one and then burning them. Oh,
And then you're burning them. Do they like fall into like ashes?
so how much the bodies are burned is up to you. Basically, I'm using this spell, cantrip. How long the flames last is up to you.
Yeah, I'll say that at this
Six.
point, like, it's not exactly like burning them to ash, but like definitely enough where maybe like, the nastiness of being there for a while can fade away. When you do that to the one here,
Mm-hmm.
you notice that behind it there's some ruins on the wall. Does anyone
Moons or
speak
runes?
runes?
Okay,
Does anyone speak Draconic?
I do.
I do.
Okay. So Theo would be the only one who knows of this right now.
Yeah, so I'll gently move the body and then kind of point them. Look, runes. Anyone read this?
Um, let me take a look. Not the most learned, but I can certainly read. I take a peek at it.
So yeah, you and Emiko both, if Emiko decides to come over, can
Well, I
both.
was looking at the doors, so.
Oh, gotcha. So you can see that it says Ashara Dalan, and I will put that in chat.
Please do, because I have a translator.
Okay, and then Emiko, you got a 20.
Yeah, if you're counting this as part of the train.
Yeah. Just assume that all of this is going to be terrain because
Alright.
I figured what was going to end up happening was essentially anything that was subterranean would end up being included inside of your favorite terrain.
Okay.
Yeah, and this place is definitely subterranean.
Alright.
So as you like look at each of these doors, you're kind of like, yeah, there's nothing here, and then you kind of notice over in the corner, right here, that
Mm-hmm.
there seems to be some sort of like a slit in the wall.
Um,
I'm gonna motion to Fel.
So Fel, you see Emiko kind of like
Sorry,
pointing.
am I over here?
Yeah, so you'd be over there now.
Okay, I'm gonna point to the slit and I'm gonna be like, hey, Can you look in there?
And I'll come over and give a look. Sure.
Yeah. So roll a perception or investigation. And Emiko, you're more than welcome to do it as well. And so in my game, I'll do assists. I'll just take whoever's the highest roll and then add 2 as long as the other person's over 10.
Wait, am I assisting?
Just go ahead and roll, and then whoever gets higher, I'll just have you guys do the person who has the highest one is the... That's rough.
That's an 11.
Oh, okay, well that's good. So yeah, so you do assist. So after bouncing, some ideas off of each other, you do happen to notice that there's some masonry covering there's some masonry covering a lever.
Then move and tell him to pull it.
Can I use thaumaturgy to kind of clear the stuff away from the lever?
You mean like the masonry?
Yeah.
Does thaumaturgy do almost like mage hand?
So you can cause an unlocked door or window to fly open or slam shut. So
Yeah, that's fine. That's good enough for me. Yeah, so basically you start to move the masonry out of the way, and then quickly and suddenly a needle juts out from it. And then it slowly starts to retract back into the wall.
That's not okay.
Does the
And
needle
that's why
pierce him?
I moved.
No, because he used the thaumaturgy action to
Oh,
move the
cool, cool,
masonry while he was away.
Go ahead, man.
Sorry. God. Can I roll a history check with advantage to see if I know, what that text means? Because I found it, but I want to make sure the character knows.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so going back to Fel.
Yeah. So using the thaumaturgy to have kept the masonry out of the way, from an angle and in an attempt to make sure still kind of clear from the lever, I'm gonna, or not from the needle.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of grab at the lever and duck.
Okay. Yeah, so anticipating that the needle is going to come out, you're able to fairly easily dodge it. This definitely is like a, it's supposed to be a surprise trap. So as you do that, the sorry, give me one moment.
Nope, you're fine.
Bloop. The door opens, and inside is a pocket chamber. It is damp and cold. 3 skeletons. The skeletons of 3 long dead archers slump up against the rubble-filled room, and 3 arrow slits are along the east and south walls.
I'll kind of go to the door so I can look in a little bit more.
Yeah. So yes, both Bluthel and Theo, you would see this door open because it would give a long hiss as it released out, and then as it's fully opened, you can then see inside. Same thing.
And these look dead?
Yeah, they're dead.
Okay. I just realized, as
Yeah,
you
they're
described, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna step in. I was like, wait, he could have totally meant a live skeleton. I'm an idiot.
No. Yeah, they're so as you look at them closely, you can see that the skeletons date back before the time of the Citadel was plunged into the earth, and that obviously that effect ended up killing all 3 of these archers. There's like rubble in the room. Their, bones are broken, splintered, you know.
Okay. I'll go in and kind of grab perhaps what few things there may be inside there that can.
All right, and it's time to roll initiative. As you step inside of the room, all of the skeletons start slowly looking at you as their eyes begin to glow red and they start to rise.
Hey, you shouldn't have walked in there, man.
Okay.
Sorry.
Alright.
Hey, look at that. But he's quick on
Oh,
the
yeah,
draw. All right, everybody in?
Yes.
Perfect. All right. Oh, I'm sorry. Your name for some reason has changed, but Fell,
Oh yeah.
you are first up.
And then, just on a side note, I cannot see anyone in the turn order's names. Just a heads up to you.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Can everybody else see everybody else's names?
I only see my
Hey.
name.
Yeah, I only see my name.
Try. Yeah, I only see mine, but that's okay.
I mean, you can see the tokens, so it's fine.
Yeah, we know tokens, so.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go ahead and start by thumping the one on my right.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and swing with my war hammer.
Oh yeah, totally does it. You swiftly bring down your warhammer onto this skeleton. Go ahead and roll damage.
Oh, that is
Oof.
damage I could have rolled.
So
That's
as
okay,
you
damage is
swing
damage.
down, onto the skeleton, you see that its bones and are just cracking and breaking down. You feel like it was your attack dealt more than you thought it would. Okay, is that the end of your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Emiko.
I'm gonna do the only thing that I can do, and I'm gonna shoot this one.
Yeah.
And hope that it does at least something. Probably not hit.
Yeah, so unfortunately, as you shoot your bow, the arrow just goes right through its rib cage, and it just unfortunately doesn't hit it.
I'm not surprised.
Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Theo. Oh, okay. He stepped away for a moment, so we'll wait for a second.
I should have taken longer on my turn.
Yeah, what are you doing? You're level 1. You should have like 16 actions you can do in one turn.
Exactly. Great range craft. Oh, I get my extra attack at 5th level.
So Theo, it is your turn.
Okay. So, when I see the skeletons animating, my demeanor completely changes. Gets very almost somber as he mourns for the souls that have been trapped here. He will reach out his hand and cast Toll the Dead.
Okay, and that was a wisdom saving throw, right?
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, I guess that affects it.
So
And which one are you doing it on?
that one. It's
Okay.
pretty much the only one I can see clearly. So it takes 4 necrotic damage.
Okay. Yeah, so you see that it definitely affects it.
Mhm.
Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Okay. So the skeletons, they end up, they hobbling together as they have these short swords and short bows on their backs, and unfortunately, Fel, you're the only one in the room, and so they're all attacking you.
Mm-hmm.
Beans.
All right, so one of them tries to strike at you, and you duck underneath it. The other one tries to strike, and you defend it with your shield, but the third one comes in with just a killer blow to just hit you. You're gonna take 11 piercing damage.
I am down.
Aye.
Though, for my reaction, if I'm still allowed it, it's basically when it hits me, so. So for my reaction, I'm gonna go ahead and have it take 2d8 thunder damage.
Okay.
And it can do a dexterity save.
Say dexterity save.
Yep.
It critically fails.
Offhand, actually, are they prone?
No, they are standing.
Okay.
So, it takes how much damage?
2d8.
So go ahead and roll it. And is it to just that one, or is it to all of them?
It's just to that one.
Okay.
Or I guess it'll be lightning damage, technically. No, it doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah, so, essentially, does this happen, like, as you start to go down, kind of thing?
So as it reads, well, let me click this first. So basically, it's as a reaction. So when I'm hit by an attack, I can use my reaction to cause the creature to make a dexterity save, and it takes 2d8 lightning or thunder, my choice, on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one.
Can you make a reaction if you're down?
Well, that was the question I had asked.
I'd say it's fine. In this case, because of that specific move. Yeah, so essentially what ends up happening is, like, one of them strikes you, the other one, or one of them tries to strike you, the other one tries to strike you, and then you smack it away with your shield. The third one gets in a deadly blow, but as it pulls out, lightning just starts coming up the short sword and into its hand until it fills kind of lightning and into bone dust.
But he's still down, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Bluethal.
I'm going to get in here. And I'm going to you fool, walking into a battle like that. I'm gonna look back at I'm gonna look back at Emiko and Theodore and get him some help. And I'm going to take a lance attack at this one because he's already damaged, correct?
No.
So this one, yes, is damaged.
Yeah. So I'll take yeah. So I'm gonna take a lance attack at that one.
Okay, that's
23 to hit.
a hit.
3 piercing, which is at which is half number 1. Great.
It strikes normally.
Skeletons? Oh, I thought they had resistance to piercing and slashing damage.
Nope. Okay, is that the end of your turn?
As a bonus action, I'm going to step 5 feet back. Or as my movement, I'm gonna step 5 feet back.
Okay. Is that your turn?
Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. Fel.
I'm down.
Yeah, you get death saving throw.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Let's just skip it.
Could we not?
Okay. So that's a successful
Oh, yeah.
save.
Alright,
Emiko.
not being able to actually do anything to help Fel, I ignore Blue, and I'm gonna shoot at the same one again.
Okay. Roll me another attack.
Oh no. Oh, why did you do this to me? Emiko, we were friends.
Yeah, so essentially what ends up happening is that you shoot and it kind of bounces around the room and it comes flying out the other side and your arrow snaps on the other side.
Oh, okay, thank God. I thought she was gonna shoot me.
And it's played out.
It's a...
Emiko, oh man.
Theo.
Ah, beans.
Okay. So I will basically give a command to my owl to fly over and touch Fel.
Okay.
And I cast through him Cure Wounds.
Okay. And he heals him for how much?
So it is
1d8 plus spell.
Yeah, I know it's 8 plus your spell mod, but just how much is it?
11.
Okay, so you get healed for 11 hit points, and you wake up surrounded, still by 2. Theo, is that your turn?
Yeah, and then I have my owl fly back to me.
Yeah, I figured.
So it has it's basically hit and run. Its movement doesn't provoke.
Sure.
These skeletons are for the birds.
Okay. So yeah, the skeletons see you, like, go from a slump on the wall, back up, and, like, re-energize. They try to strike once again. So both of them swing down on you. One, it's like you took an adrenaline shot, and you just quickly deftly dodge out of the way as the other one swings again, and you smack it with your shield. Bluthal.
Mr. Toke, you better get out of there. And I'm going to take a step, and I'm actually going to replace me and him. So I'm going to swap here and here, so he's behind me. Assuming that he would allow me to move in front of him.
Yeah. If I'm allowed to do that, that's fine. I'd happily make the swap.
You can't do that until he moves. So you can
Okay.
hold your action if you'd like.
Then yeah, I'll hold my action until his turn to swap with him.
Okay. So yeah, you hold your action. Fell.
Okay. I'm gonna get one good quick swipe in on the skeleton just in front of me, and then yeah, I'm gonna definitely back up.
Okay. Yeah, so go ahead and swing down that mighty warhammer. You do hit it, so give me some damage.
So 3 damage.
Okay.
I'm not doing very well with this warhammer.
So yeah, you
Reload roll 20.
you smash down onto it, smashing its skull into its rib cage as its rib cage just turns to dust, and then it just falls before you.
And then I'll go ahead and move back.
So you are going to take a attack of opportunity.
Yep.
Oh my god. So that's for 12 damage. So as you start to move away, it just happens to hit you just in your chainmail, right in the spot where it's weak.
I'm down.
So what I'll say is that you basically move to here as it's striking you, and then you fall to the ground.
Okay.
Sorry, Phil.
Okay.
My god really wants you dead.
Emiko.
Once again, not being able to help Fel at all, I'm going to attempt for a third
Okay,
time
I'm back. Sorry.
to shoot at this skeleton, getting very annoyed at this point.
Yeah.
Well, did
Oh
did
yeah,
we
I'm
get
sorry.
to-
Oof. Okay. So
Oh, it was his turn first, wasn't it?
yeah. That's okay.
I don't mind.
Essentially, Emiko, I'm just gonna have you go first. Sorry, Blue, I forgot that you held your action.
No,
Just
it's all
to get
good.
Grit. So, yeah, you fire an arrow, and it perfectly just soars and hits this skeleton, concaving its face, and just turning it to dust from the inside, and then going out the back of its head. It's just on the wall, and then it falls.
About time.
Effectively, this will end our combat.
I yell back at Toke, hey, next time you're walking into a door that
Toke's still on the ground.
What?
Toke's
Yes,
unconscious,
Oh shit.
and he has
Well,
one
okay, well then-
death save.
I will go up to him and once again cast Cure Wounds.
Okay, that's 11 points healed to you
Yep.
And that's
And-
all the healing I get to do for today.
as you wake
Yep.
back up.
Man, those skeletons hit hard.
Well, still, there's only so many times that I can keep you here.
I promise it is far from my intention to go down so fast. They just seem to know the right spots to hit.
He's not ready to talk to the Raven Queen yet, that's for sure.
This is true.
I start gathering the bones of the skeletons, leaving their loot and such, just the bones. And I'm going to carry them to the center here.
Okay.
I'm going to place them down with some tinder and kindling and such, lay out a bedroll. And I'm going to have, hey, Theodore, that flashy light thing that you did earlier, could you start a spark on my campfire I built?
I don't think bones are gonna burn very well.
I have some wood. It'll work.
I
But
suppose. suppose.
2 birds, 1 stone, and a tinderbox.
So effectively, you're trying to like light Bones on fire.
Because he uses his, we saw him use his,
White flame blade.
yeah, the white flame blade, to basically just, give good passing on, because that's his kind of thing. I feel like I would notice that, and then I would use that to, just kind of not have to worry about rolling a survival check to start a campfire.
You wouldn't be able to start it with the bones. It only would be on fire for a few seconds as it's kind of cleansing them.
Which is why I'm using a tinderbox on top of that.
Oh, there's still bones though.
A tinderbox only starts a fire.
Does the Dungeoneer's pack not come with actual like stuff to create like a bonfire? I guess not.
Yeah, and
If
the most of the
only-
stuff that's down here is going to be stone and rubble. The doors are the only thing that you see that's made of wood, other than the spear that was holding the goblin up against the wall.
If only we had a wizard with create bonfire.
If only, but nobody wants to be a
back
wizard.
to the game, guys.
You can clap that out if you want. I'm sorry.
Having seen that, the walls, can I look around the rest of the room for anything of more interest like that?
Yeah, so you take your time and really like look through the rest of the room, and you don't notice any other like secret walls or anything like that.
Alright. Would I at that point notice the wordings on the wall?
Yes.
Do I know what it is?
You can
speak
roll.
it, but I don't.
You can roll a history.
I got a little bit higher.
I know you got a 14. I saw.
So yeah, I will use my white flame blade to burn the bones and say a prayer, asking for Rasma to finally take these souls into her loving embrace.
You do so with
I
grace.
try to cook some of the rat meat. It doesn't work. Oh.
Alright, you guys are free to move wherever you like.
Alright, I would like to open this door.
Yeah, sure.
Wait a minute. I think you should know about the writing. Did I learn anything from the writing?
No, it was not high enough.
Okay, cool. Beans. That's gonna suck for later.
I mean, did you figure out what it says?
Yeah,
I
it
could,
says Alice something. It was buried, sorry.
It says, Asharladon.
There you go.
Chardalon?
Something about it is either fire or lightning or blight, something elemental, but it's a weird form of dragon tongue.
Could I roll either history or maybe religion?
It would be history.
Okay. Nope. Damn, I should have guessed first.
We all got no idea.
It's all good. You should have kept up in school instead of adventuring, young man.
Okay, so you guys are continuing.
Yeah, I'm pushing that door open. Since it did not appear to be trapped when I looked at it earlier.
Should we not take a rest here? Let our friends get more recovered. One of us just died twice.
He's fine.
Then he'll learn to duck next time.
You're very crass, you know that. And I push her away and I go in first. That way
You don't have to
I-
push me away. I'm very happy to let you go in first.
I'll go next.
I didn't mean push.
Alright, so
I
as you enter this room, the masonry walls of this 20-foot wide hall are in poor repair. At the far end has a collapsed, filling the southern section with rubble. The western wall is in much better shape than the other walls, and it holds a stone door with a rearing dragon carved in the relief on it. The door has a single keyhole situated in the rearing dragon's open mouth.
Can you say that again? The last part?
Yeah, so essentially it has a dragon that's rearing up, and in its mouth is open, and in its mouth there's a single keyhole situated in it.
And where is that?
It's right here on the door.
So right
Oh,
there.
it's on the door.
I wouldn't suggest us looking for a key just yet. But just so that we have
Pause.
it, I start looking. Yep.
So as you get closer to this rubble, you hear the skittering of a giant rat as it lunges out to bite you. Give me one moment. How do I clear this? Oh, remove alter against clear list. And then roll initiative. Man, I did not think that anybody was going to walk in the corner. Literally, didn't think that was going to happen at all.
We will always do what you don't expect.
Welcome to D&D.
The game where the players don't cooperate.
Whoops.
Okay, so yeah, basically as you're like walking up to the rubble, you hear the skittering of a rat as it comes out and then attacks you. So it lashes out and bites your hand as you're about to touch the rubble. You take 5 piercing damage.
Okay.
Thea.
I want that kind of crit.
Okay, I am going to once again cast Toll the Dead.
Okay.
DC 13 Wisdom save.
Yeah, so it fails.
It takes 1 necrotic damage.
Okay. So this
And then,
necrotic energy kind of leeches out at it, and it just hits it.
Yeah, so the effect is literally a bell chimes next to it, signaling its death, essentially.
Death has come for it.
Yeah. And then I unleash Charon to go and attack.
Yeah, no, that totally is it.
Yeah, takes 1 slashing damage.
Okay.
And then he flies back to me.
You see the rat wince in pain as it gets slashed by your owl.
Mhm.
Is that the end of your turn?
I will step into like here.
Okay.
That's it.
Fell.
Let's see. How far away? So it looks like I can get up to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit it.
Okay. You bring the warhammer.
Bring the warhammer.
Yeah, that you smash it to
Hey!
pieces.
Bash its skull into it.
Yeah. It explodes basically.
You guys seem to be doing just fine without me.
Nonsense, my friend. You were the one to help out plenty of times already.
Oh, no, I'm just being crass, and can I investigate this rubble?
Yeah. Go ahead and roll me an investigation.
16. Do
Yeah,
I
so
find anything in it?
you basically just see like the rat's nest, and you can tell that it's been living there for like a long time. Other
Okay,
than
there's
that,
no other
there's
rats or
nothing else
anything
in
like
there.
that.
No.
Cool. All right.
Can I check out the door
Nice.
in more detail?
Yeah, sure. What are you looking for specifically?
Markings that anybody has gone through that door recently, as in gotten past the key. And then if it does not appear to be trapped, see if it happens to be unlocked, even though it probably isn't.
Sure, roll me an investigation.
8.
So it looks like that the door isn't very well used, or very often used, I should say. Other than that, it is not unlocked.
Okay. Yeah, I would relay that to everybody else. Doesn't look like we can go through this door right now. Let's check out the other way.
In my experience, doors like that should remain unlocked.
Unlocked?
Or locked. Sorry. All doors should be unlocked.
So you're opening up that door?
Yes, I open up this door.
You open it up to a lone hallway.
Just real fast, I do close this door here after
Okay.
everybody through. Because I don't really want anybody paying attention to what we're doing.
Yeah, for sure.
Thaumaturgy for the door. So,
Thaumaturgy opens up all the doors.
no, just that door.
Oh,
Just
you're gonna
that.
reopen it up?
No. Just the door that we're looking to go to. So that way no one has to necessarily touch
This one?
it. Just use that thaumaturgy to...
This one's already open, buddy.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm already inside, dog.
Oh.
He can't
That's all
see you.
Yeah, that's my bad. Okay.
I had checked it for traps to make sure.
Okay, that was my mistake.
So you have this
Yeah, it was
lone
okay.
hallway with 3 doors.
Well,
Um,
it's a roulette.
Can I do a look to see if there's any other of these like hidden walls like we had seen with the prior with the skeletons or any markings that might be around?
Yeah, go ahead and just roll me a investigation.
I cast guidance.
Fantastic.
Roll your d4.
Oh shit,
Well.
I just got kicked. Give me 1 second.
I mean, well,
Better than a 0.
I cast guidance on Emiko. My faith was misplaced.
I think we're waiting for Kane to come back.
Yeah. Alright.
I mean, the GM to come back.
I
For
am
Dungeon
back.
Daddy.
I'm not calling him that.
Yeah, please don't. That would
You
be
don't have
awkward
to.
for me.
Whoa, what was that?
Sorry. I accidentally used an effect.
Oh, thank goodness that was accident.
Oh, I
Okay.
missed
Wow, the dragon found us fast.
Whoa.
I inspect the door that
Yeah,
he's
perception.
next to as well with him.
Blue would be starting to push on it.
Perception
To
or
open it.
investigation? Or are you opening it?
I would open it. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have the greatest
If you're
wisdom.
opening it, I'm over here.
Yeah, so you open it up to a lone room. Give me 1 second, I will get you a description. My thing closed.
Oh, hey, folks. We have something in the corner here.
And
Waiting on the description, but I already know how I'm going to act.
So, this 10-foot square chamber is hewn from stone. It contains an upright keg fashioned of rusted iron. Rusted pipes lead from the keg onto the floor. Also, Emiko, you would have noticed that in the door, there's a carving of a dragon-like fish swimming.
Do I know what that is?
I mean, that's just the description of it.
Okay, just some odd
Yeah, it's like
design.
it's like a dragon, but it would have like a fin, and it's kind of like swimming through the water.
Do the other doors have anything like that on them?
I don't believe so. No and no. So yeah, the other two doors, the only one that's carved is this one.
And this is just an empty room.
It has the keg that stands in that corner. It's rusted, and then it has rusted pipes leading to the floor.
So probably some sort of bathroom. Randomly in the middle here. Okay. Can I inspect this door right here? Who's that in front of?
Yeah, it's just a normal wooden door.
Is it trapped?
Go ahead and roll.
Guided.
It's 12, 13. What's guided?
Roll a d4 and add it to the total.
14. I can count.
It does not seem to be trapped.
Alright, I'm gonna step aside and tell somebody to open up the door.
okay.
Thank you.
Alright, so, Fel, you open the door. Inside is an empty room. It's a ruined chamber, all but a small litter of rock debris.
Just because we've already seen it before, can I guess look for traps? I'm looking for like a pitfall is my thought offhand.
You do not see any traps. It is just an empty room.
Is this a keyring in front of me?
I'm sorry, in front of you, a key ring? That is a keg
Yeah.
that's standing in the corner.
Oh, it's a keg?
Yes.
I'm not gonna touch it. I'm gonna step away and close the door.
Okay. So you step back through the hallway and close the door behind you.
See, if I was a different character, I'd be messing with that. Alright, can I investigate this door?
Yeah, absolutely.
Take a drink from my flask.
Specifically.
Yeah.
14.
Alright, so it does not appear to have any traps.
Great, door's clear.
All right.
Blue?
Fel, you're gonna attempt to open it up.
Yeah.
Alright, so yeah, you go to open it up, and it is unlocked. Boom. Crudely executed symbols and glyphs are in this room, scribed in bright green dye, decorated this large and irregularly shaped crumbling chamber. A large pit in the center shows evidence of a recent fire, and a metallic cage is in the middle of the southern wall and contains a gaping hole and stands empty. A small wooden bench is draped with green cloth next to the cage, and next to it you also see a bedroll, and from right here, I'm sure you can see. Wait, can you guys see me pinging? Oh my god.
I cannot.
I am
Half
so
blank.
sorry. I just realized that I'm on the dynamic lighting layer. So metal cage, fireplace, the sleeping bag, and then the bench, and then I'm sure you can see this as a kobold turns and starts screeching, "What are you doing here?"
Dang it! I was gonna say we should stop.
I
Okay.
respond in Draconic. Calm down, you dum-dum.
Meepo is not dumb. Meepo,
Is he speaking in
he's
common?
smart.
Then
No,
why- then
he
why are you
initially
so
starts
loud?
speaking in common, but then starts speaking in Draconic. Oh my god. What? No, go back. Go back to where you were. Okay.
Then why are you so loud in here?
And he's gonna start
This is your
moving away
house.
from you. Oh, what are you doing here,
FIFO, was it?
Meepo? He hides behind
Meepo.
this like bench.
My name is Blue. We wish to come into your house.
It's
Is that
not
okay?
my house. I don't own anything.
Side note, I'm in love with this character immediately.
I need
This
to
is the
tell the
greatest thing.
priestess. She needs to know that you've arrived.
Blue. Why?
Yeah.
No,
you're blue.
Here,
I know.
I-
I'll be
I
back.
take out
I'll
some
be
of
back
the-
in a
I
second.
take out some of the rat meat real quick, and I try to persuade him with some rat meat to have a conversation with us.
No, I need to tell the priestess. He begins to run down the hallway.
I shoot.
Okay. I'll stop him right there, and then I'll let you shoot one arrow from where you're at.
I was just gonna say guiding bolt too.
Wait, can you even see him through the door?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, the whole thing's kind of open. Yeah, so you easily hit him, and you see him fall to the ground as he just starts gasping. Why do you hurt me, Bo? And he's laying, and he's just bleeding on the ground.
Because we're trying to talk
Why
to
did you?
you and it's rude to run.
I was just getting the mistress.
I don't want to talk to the mistress.
You, Blue.
We're being
I
loud.
look back at Emiko. You are so rude, and I go over to him.
I just shrug him. I'm like, what?
He's bleeding profusely from this arrow wound.
I shoved past Emiko. Like, what's going on?
I have proficiency in medicine. Can I do a medicine check to stop the bleeding?
Yeah, absolutely. And
What's-
also, you guys can hear just the wails of Meebo.
What species is he?
He's a kobold.
Yeah,
He's a kobold.
but that's an 8.
Okay, yeah, so, essentially you're, like, trying to, like, stem the bleeding. You're not making things worse, but it's just also not making things better.
Watch out.
Stop fussing with it!
Watch out.
Hey, hold still.
He is squirming.
I will kneel down and just like gently place my hand near the wound and cast Spare the Dying. Make sure that he's stabilized.
Yeah, so as you do so, the arrow, even though it's still in him, kind of like closes and begins to like almost scar a little bit as he just begins to stop bleeding. Meepo feels better, but it still hurts. As he sees Emiko kind of walking up to him, he kind of tries to crawl away.
So I have my daggers out, and I
Don't-
follow.
Don't hurt
hold
me!
on. There's no need to resort
And I
to
say,
violence.
who's the priestess?
She's just my
Completely-
mistress. She told me if any adventurers show up, that she should know, so you guys can talk.
Huh, my last girlfriend had the same name. This is weird.
Typically, your kind doesn't like to talk. Why does she want to?
Meepo, I don't know. He begins to cry and well up as he's like still holding on to the arrow.
Can I roll a charisma check to kind of be like show him that I'm at least nice to him?
You can try like a persuasion or diplomacy, but at this point, it's going to be with disadvantage.
Got it.
Emiko, what are you doing? Are you still intimidating?
I'm having a problem with me as a person versus my character right now.
So roll me an intimidation with advantage, because he is afraid of you.
Okay. Advantage. Yikes.
Okay, yeah, so he is continuously crawling away from you. Every step that you take, he's, like, coming back. As you see in this back area, there is a kobold who is wearing, armor, and he looks like he's more decked out. As he's kind of, like, looking at you like, did you shoot Meepo?
I pull out my daggers and I hold them and I look at him and I say, "Who are you?"
She's tripped.
That's hilarious! Meepos just begins to cry. It's not funny! They shot me!
It was a workplace accident, we swear.
was
You can
not.
roll bluff with disadvantage, or sorry, you can roll deception with disadvantage. Okay. So the guy's
I'll take
like,
that 19.
so you didn't shoot him, cause that's hilarious.
Hey, he's a dragon folk just like the rest of us.
I mean, it's Meepo. Meepo just continues to crawl away into this chamber. So you can see more guards, Emiko. Right here, right here.
I said, "Who are you?" And I'm specifically talking to the one that had been speaking previously.
Sorry, the Meepo or the other kobold?
That one back there.
Okay. Guys, I'm a guard.
For what?
Look, you need to talk to the priestess. He kind of waves his, like, claw-like hand down the chamber over this way. We're not gonna attack you.
Insight.
Yeah, go ahead.
And... Alright,
He's telling the truth.
oh, Lord. Okay.
Meepo he kind of stands up. Are you gonna try to attack him if he runs?
At this point, no.
Okay. So he gets up and he just starts running down this way. Just weaving in and out of these other kobolds as they're kind of like almost stepping into his way. You hear him from down the corridor. I told him that I'd be nice. They shot me.
I don't seem the least bit bothered by what I did, by the way.
Yeah, no,
Can I walk past the guards and not have them attack me?
Yeah, none of them are even having a hostile stance. They're just kind of hanging out.
Okay, are these pillars in the room?
Hold for a second.
Oh, no.
Sorry, I have a description. Hold for a second, Blue.
Sorry.
Okay, my bad, I'll go back.
So a double row of carved marble columns march the length of this very long hall. The worn carvings depict entwining dragons. So each one of these pillars has like entwined dragons carved into it. You can keep going now. Sorry, I just wanted to read the description before, so that way you guys know what was around you.
Yeah, it's all good. It's also weird. The dynamic lighting causes the pillars to shift, which is really cool. It's an interesting lighting aspect. Meepo, are you okay?
So
I apologize for my friend.
standing in front of you is two kobolds and then a female kobold. A short near the west wall. Constructed of fallen bits of masonry stacked against an old altar. On top of the altar sits a variety of small items. The portion of the altar that serves as a throne has a carving of a rearing dragon, and a metallic key is held firmly in the dragon's open jaws. So, sitting in front of you is this priestess. She looks exactly like her token. She's wearing a, like, fine kind of, dress, almost. And, she just says to you, "Ah, adventurers, you're finally here."
Finally.
Hello.
Yeah, I mean, well,
Very nice.
4 of you, I should say.
Very nice to see you. I'm sorry. What was your name? It was Mistress. What?
Just call me Trail. I am a priestess in this place.
Priestess Trail. Very nice to make your acquaintance. And I bow. And
She kind of looks at the rest of you. Do you not
I
bow
place-
in my presence?
My grip tightens on my daggers.
I'll give a little bit of a bow.
Oh, come on, guys. Be kind. Be kind.
Theo?
I will pay my respects.
Okay. Huh. Okay. As she leans forward. So, I need your help. That's why I've asked my kobolds not to attack you. She
And-
motions to her left and to her right.
And we very much wish to eyes Emiko behind to pay the same kindness to you folk.
So, what can I do for you? Or, what can you do for me? She begins to smile a little bit.
Well, I feel like we're here looking for my friend's partner. Emiko,
Okay.
Would you like to say anything?
Not to scum like these.
She kind of darts her eyes at you for a moment and then realizes, yes, adventures have always had a problem with us.
Us guild folk are many a times the bout of prejudice. I understand.
I've seen it many times and I've lost many of my followers due to it. She's still staring at you, Emiko.
I'm staring right back.
She turns her attention back to you, Bluthel. So,
Blue
Quiet.
says in Draconic.
you are going to do something for me. You see, we worship here, and I need somebody to go and get my dragon back.
Your dragon?
Yes, Calcrix. She turns to Meepo, and Meepo's still kind of like sniffling, but like has calmed down. He holds out his arms, and you can see that they are just littered with cuts. Like, all up and down his arms. They're on, like, his chest, his back, his face, everywhere. He hurts me, but I'm his keeper. Yes, that's right, Meepo, my little keeper. But who let him out of the cage? Meepo did. As he kind of shrinks into a little ball.
What kind of dragon?
Well, it's a white dragon. He's
Can I
but just a
insight?
whelp.
And where did he get lost at?
Well, he's somewhere in the goblins area. I can't go there, obviously, because We are at war.
And so you need people to infiltrate so that it does not incite suspicion upon your tribe in there.
Well, if I'm being perfectly honest, if we went to war, I don't know who would win, and as badly as I want to get my dragon back, I still won't sacrifice the lives of my people to do it.
Commendable of you.
What do we get if we decide to go get it?
Well, I'll let you have free roam to come and go as you please, and none of my kobolds will attack you. Perhaps I can...
We could just kill you and it would accomplish the same thing.
You see the kobolds kind of like take a step towards you as you say it, kind of covering the
I
creases.
also, a little bit of my dragon breath electric fire comes from my mouth, and I look back at you with daggers.
I'm not looking at you, I'm looking at the priestess.
It was the intention.
She just looks at you and says, "It would be ill-advised for both of us to break out and fight now. What would that solve? Your death, my death? It would be meaningless."
I would not be the one dying.
She kind of just shrugs.
Can I insight her on how truthful she is being about the dragon?
Yeah, sure. She is telling the truth. There is a dragon here, and Meepo did let it out, and she does mean to not have any of her kobolds attack you or the party if you guys retrieve it.
Alright.
She looks back at the key and says, "You know, I'll also give you this. It allows you into another portion. I'm sure you've already seen it." She kind of leans forward.
Yes, we saw the door. We also saw the inscription talking about Charladon.
Yes, well, they do say that his cult and following ended up residing in this place a long time ago.
We have no wish of bringing back dragon cults. We only wish to protect those and to help those, and looks back at Emiko, that need help and grant passage towards their next life. And then looks at Theo.
Sorry, you cut
We're
out.
all on a journey. We're all on a journey here. Between all of us. And I take a drink of my whiskey.
Was it you who killed the goblins
Well, yes.
in the other room?
If they come through our territory, if we cannot capture them, we kill them. Like I said, we are at war.
Do you have any captured currently?
Yes. Why do you ask?
So that we may speak to them to gain information of where we're going to find your Drake.
I've had my best on it, but they haven't revealed any locations, but I suppose if you wanted to take a crack... She points to a door right here. Over there.
I'm assuming this dragon is a child.
It's just but a whelp. But he can
Well,
be
even worms can be
hot-tempered.
dangerous, you know.
So, do you accept this? Go and find my dragon. Bring it back to me. I'll give you the key. She kind
I
of
do,
eyes
but
over
I
the
am just
party.
an emissary. Well, Blue turns back to you guys. I'm just one part of 4 with you guys. 5 if you're counting the chicken on your shoulder.
Amika would not be saying anything at this point. She would finally stop staring at the priestess though, and turn to look at you guys.
I will remember this the next time you are dying.
Well, hold on. Wait a minute.
Wait, who did you say that to?
Luthel.
I mean, it's a fine chicken. We could just roast it up. I'm not worried about it, man. Works well for you.
It's a fine chicken.
I shake my head and go over to Meebo. Just kind of lean down to him.
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah, let me help you with that injury.
He's kind of wary to let you touch him, but he's like, that's the worst thing that's gonna happen. I'm gonna get shot with an arrow.
Can I grant a help action with that?
Sure. What are you doing though?
Theo.
I'm
gonna.
So I'm using guidance, and I'm basically just gonna remove the arrow.
Using like a heal.
Like medicine. Yeah.
Help action grants it advantage.
Right. No, I understand. How are you helping?
Oh, how
Hold
am I
on,
helping?
Yeah. Now
I
that I
have,
know what he's doing.
Hold him still for me, please.
Of course, I have a torch and some rope here. Let's see if there's any broken bones and try to get this together. And I take a torch and I start to cauterize the wound as well.
It's not bleeding
I
anymore.
don't think that will be necessary. Just hold him still, please.
Of course.
Go ahead and roll, Theo, and then roll with advantage.
Cool. So, on 3. Ready, Meepo?
Yes.
1, and then I pull it out.
No.
Ready on 3. 1.
19!
Oh, that feels better.
Oh.
Here, I'll pull out a bandage from my pack and just wrap the wound for him.
Sure.
Hey, you should be alright.
Thank you.
It is not your time.
Thank you. The priest just kind of looks down at him. You should take him. He is the dragon's keeper, after all. She kind of rolls her eyes.
I was just going to suggest that he should make up for his, and I air quotes, transgressions.
Yes.
Giggle to myself a little bit.
And that's where we're gonna call it, guys.
Alrighty.
Cool, good session.
Uh,
Good session, guys.
Let me close this out real quick. Thanks for watching Cash Claim. We appreciate if you could subscribe and like, and also look out for future episodes, as well as an off series, Gaming with Gals. And from everybody here at Cash Claim, thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks!
Thank you.
Emiko, stand silent.
I gotta stay in character.
Amico is
Silent
still
and broody.
North Cold.
All right, thank you.